Courtroom is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lee is presiding. And this show just can't seem to learn now, does it? Now, as much as I know, these are the same people who work on Doom Patrol, so I have no idea what the hell's going on. So yeah, after Titans is a very interesting kind of show. When it was announced a while back, a few years ago, I was actually a little interested. With all the hate that Teen Titans Go was getting, I thought this was going to be a fresh, darker, new take. But it ended up being a mediocre, just I don't know what to say about it. It treats these characters like all the viewers of the show are comic book fans, so they don't have to try. And the actors do a fine job, but the material that they're given is just, oh man. And it doesn't seem like season 3 is getting any better. It definitely looks like it's going to be like X-Men The Last Stand and Dark Phoenix. It's going to be that situation all over again. Because when will writers, producers, and showrunners learn that just because a story is popular doesn't mean it has to be done right away? Like if, I don't know if these are just rumors, but if they're actually doing the Red Hood storyline for season 3, then it's probably going to be the worst season. Not because the Red Hood storyline is bad, quite the contrary, but because they're going to do it so bad, it's going to make Dark Phoenix look like a gift, probably. I don't know. At this point, it seems like it. So let me explain why this show needs a lot more seasons to tell this story. This isn't that kind of story that can be told in one season. The reason why it worked so well in the comics is because it took its time. It had other stories to back it up. So let's talk about Jason Todd. Not the one from the show, but the one from the comics. He started off as a Dick Grayson knockoff who was, he was a circus guy. And he was just a Dick Grayson knockoff. But then they actually gave him his own origin story. Like, he stole the wheels off the Batmobile, all that stuff. You know the drill. For those of you who don't, you can look it up because I'm not going to waste my time on that. And for you get to he starts being his own character. He's not just another Dick Grayson. Batman takes care of him. It's not something that you can really sum up in a sentence. It's a lot more complicated than that, but you get a lot of stories to connect with the character. And then you get this moment, probably the only moment in comic book history where the fans actually get to vote whether he gets to die or not in this story. The fans vote that he actually gets to die, and there you go. A death in the family is born. And the infamous Joker beating up Jason with a crowbar is born. Yeah, there you go. But that didn't just happen right away. It was shocking because it happened to a character that we knew, a character that we connected with. And it was shocking to see this kid being brutally tortured and murdered by this psychopath. It's still, to this day, the most famous and the most shocking death in Batman history. Aside from Thomas and Martha Wayne, but you get it. Now, let's look at the Jason Todd from the show. Now, Curran Walters, the actor, he does a fine job. He didn't really sell me as Jason in the first season, but he did a lot. Due to him being a series regular in season 2, he did a much better job. I mean, he was a better character than Beast Boy, I'll give you that. But let's take a look how he's introduced. I mean, at first, he seems like a decent guy. He's your run-of-the-mill teenage rebel who tells Dick that now he's the new Robin and that he's been with Bruce for a year now. And but you see the problem with that? We are told, I mean, we're for comic book fans, I get it, but not everyone who watches the show is a comic book fan. And when you do a comic book TV show or movie, it has to appeal to all audiences. And it's another case of show, don't tell. And that's what happens here. They tell us what happened. They don't show us how he steals the wheels off the Batmobile. We don't see, it's just told to us. And what's more insane is what he does after when he puts on the Robin costume. He brutally bruises some police officers and even breaks one of their backs. Are we sure we're talking about the same character from the comics at this point? Because I don't think so. Yeah, he's gonna become Red Hood sooner or later. I mean, later on, but this doesn't seem like there's a beginning, middle, and end to a story, and this is supposed to be the beginning of Jason Todd's story. But he already has the Red Hood personality, and that's not a good thing. I mean, he pretty much is already Red Hood minus the killing. Hell, it doesn't seem like he's that far away from taking that character leap. So yeah, these writers don't really know how to handle these characters. They just know how to write them in their most famous form, not knowing that there was a build up to get them there. So now another problem that he's going to be Red Hood in season 3 is that when when Jason became Red Hood in the comics, it was this whole thing of him being brought back to life and becoming this psychopathic murderer out for revenge against Joker for killing him and against Batman for letting him die. No, for not killing the Joker. Yeah, that's how it was. But in this show, we haven't really made that much of a connection with Jason. If anything, we hate him because I mean, not really. I mean, the character really. If anything, the team treats him like an asshole because he tries to fit in, and the team just treats him like trash to the point where he almost commits suicide, and yeah, that does allow some development to sink in, but you can't just do that in one season and then become Red Hood right after. It has to be because even though he definitely suffers, I would argue that he suffered more from the team than from Deathstroke. We haven't made that big of a connection with him yet. I mean, imagine if you know what? I don't want to waste any examples to this, but yeah, and it's also that the Red Hood storyline isn't a Titan story. I mean, I know this is a show about the Teen Titans, but the Red Hood storyline involved Batman and the Joker, two characters that this show can't use in their prime. So how are they gonna do it? If they're gonna, this can't be done in one season. Which you could say, oh, maybe they won't do it in one season. Yeah, I don't believe you. They're gonna do it in one season, and they're gonna screw it up. It's the whole thing of this character coming back to life and being mentally unstable due to that, and it's one thing that just can't be pulled off in one season. Him becoming from Robin, this innocent boy wonder, to Red Hood, a mass murderer who does all this crazy shit. So yeah, the reason why it's not a shocking character turn is because the Jason from the show already seems that way. So if he had had a different introduction, or if he had had a redemption arc where he becomes the Jason we know before he becomes Red Hood, and then later on takes that character leap, it would have been much better. And how are they going to do the whole conflict with how are they going to kill him off? Because before Jason becomes Red Hood, he dies. So does the whole Joker crowbar thing happen in between season 2 and 3? Because that's really bad storytelling choice. A really bad storytelling choice then. That's not something that you show off screen. Even if they show flashbacks, that is something that you show in the present day, just like how it was in the original. So yeah, there are just way too many layers to this story to tell in one season, and from what I know, they're also going to do the Starfire Blackfire story in season 3, so you tell me how the hell they're going to pull it off, unless they have 23 episodes in season 3, which they don't. There is no way they can pull this off. Like I said, it's going to be just like X-Men The Last Stand and Dark Phoenix. So yeah, unlike many shows, there are many other shows that start off bad. I mean, even Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. didn't have that much of a good start. And even other shows, like, I don't remember the name, had 2 bad seasons at the start, but then later got better in season 3. But with the way Titans is getting, I don't think they're going to get better in any season. I feel like they're just going to become the Riverdale of comic book shows, where they really don't have a single good season. I mean, everyone says that season 1 was good, but no, season 1 is the least bad of the whole show. That season still had cringy acting and dialogue. So yeah, it seems like this is Titans. It had a chance to improve itself twice now, but who's going to look forward to it in the next season? I'm certainly not. If you are, then good for you, but this is not a story that can be pulled off that quickly. They're going to do a lot of stuff off screen and a lot of stuff that needs a lot more time to develop. So yeah, based on the amount of evidence presented towards me, I roll in favor of Titans gonna ruin the Red Hood storyline. Yeah, hooray. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this video, and goodbye.